All right, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. All right, we're here, we're living, we're breathing. So, lots to talk about. Lots to talk about this evening, and I think we're gonna have quite a lively debate here. So Dembele is on the agenda. Hazard is on the agenda as well. Sarri as well. Reflecting on Liverpool Crystal Palace game, and of course we will end with Coutinho and addressing the fact that he has been a flop. No offense, and it's always business. It's never personal. So
come on, AJ, come on.
Yo. Let me just direct. So I want to start off first. You know what? I think let's leave Dembele first. Let's start off with the orange elephant in the room, which is Chelsea, the Chelsea Arsenal game. So let me just start off first. So I talked a lot. I talked about Zad. Coming in and doing a clinic on Arsenal and so forth. And I need people just to understand this. This was with. I talked about Zad. Yo, Liverpool, everybody. I think you need to
mute your mic, yo. There's too much noise.
So this was with the thought or the belief that our dear friend would be playing as a in the left. The false nine thing is. See, this thing about the false nine, I think we need to talk about this whole false nine tactic. And I said this on my video, but let's discuss it here. The false nine can only be played by two teams. Peak Spain and Messi's Barcelona. Those are the only two teams that can play the false nine. If you're either of those two teams, you are a complete moron if you're telling your team to play that false nine thing, expecting to win any trophies. Napoli, I think they tried the false nine at one point. Did they win any trophies? No, I don't think so. So let's just deal with the whole Hazard situation right now. Let's deal with this. Is Hazard overrated? Or is he just a victim of the teams? I'll start with Hardcore Barca.
For me, real talk, right? I'm not gonna lie. He's playing for a hype team.
Why would I ask you to lie? They were here to tell the bloody truth. So
I know. He's playing for a hype team, which is Chelsea. And yeah, I think he's overrated. I really do think he's overrated because the Premier League makes him look bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo, and that to me is just hype. So yeah, overrated.
Okay, no. Okay, before you go, who was one of the best players at the World Cup?
I believe De Bruyne was a huge part in Belgium getting to the World Cup.
Nice.
Okay.
I really believe.
Okay, Hardcore. Thanks for that. Daniel, Hazard, is he overrated or he's just in the wrong team with the wrong tactic?
Extremely overrated. Very overrated.
Explain why.
Because I think he'll have a purple patch here and then he'll look very, very good and then he'll go missing for like 2 months. I've just checked a stat, a very alarming stat about Hazard. In 2 months, he scored about 3 goals in 2 months.
Which 2 months were these?
No. Okay, let Daniel finish your point.
For me, he's overrated. He will go missing. I can't forget. And in the 2015-16 season, he went missing. Like for the whole.
Daniel, we're talking about this season. Why are you talking about the past? So let's talk about this season right now.
Overrated. Yes, overrated. Like he's overrated.
So okay. So basically, so he's overrated because he's not scored in several games. That's why he's overrated. Is that what you're saying?
Because he's not he needs because he's not consistent enough. Simple as that.
Okay, thank you, Darren. Hazard,
Hazard's a victim of being. You gotta look at it this way. Yeah? You see City, you see Liverpool. Look at all their wingers, Man U. Everyone's got a good team around them, attackers. You cannot blame Hazard for carrying the whole team. Willian, Pedro at times, Barkley, he can't go forward. Kovacic hasn't scored a single goal. If anything, Kante's the one scoring the most out of all the players in Chelsea. What does that say for the whole team? Hazard can't do everything, especially when Sarri's being stubborn and putting him up top to get choked out and do nothing all game. Like, Hazard isn't over. If you watch the games, Hazard, if he gets on the ball, he brings composure to the team. He tries to create. He's the playmaker. He's the finisher. He's everything in Chelsea's attack. So to say Chelsea, who have won the league in more times than Arsenal and Liverpool have recently, to say he's overrated, that's just delusion for me. But that's just my opinion, isn't it? So
I mean, no. I mean, I just wish, because again, I think pretty much what Darren said is what I'm trying to get guys to understand. But hopefully, we can get there, because I'm trying to get guys to view football in the way that it's supposed to be viewed and not be slaves of stats. But who knows? I will try and get you guys there. Forward, hit me.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, even as a Chelsea fan, Hazard isn't exempt to criticism. I think obviously yesterday's performance wasn't what I would have liked to have seen, but you do have to understand the context behind it. I mean, he wasn't playing his natural position, and yes, although I want to see him do better, ultimately he's being handcuffed in this system that we're playing in, where he's playing almost as a target man. He's got players around him who aren't naturally good enough footballers, and let's be real. I mean, and people talking about he's overrated, he's not done this, he goes missing for seasons. I mean, let's be real. Talking about a player who's won 2 Premier League titles as the main man in this team, was the best player at the last World Cup that just happened, and he is the only player other than Lionel Messi who's got 10 plus goals and assists this season. Yet, but this is a player that we don't need to judge based off stats. Just to watch his performances, and we can see that he's generally winning more matches another match was than any other player in the Premier League right now on a more consistent basis, because he's the best player on our team and he's carrying us forward. Again, when you're playing in a team where your best support player is Pedro, who I would even say is on the same level as, let's say, Lamela, who doesn't even sniff time for Tottenham, and every other attacking player that starts for these big teams that we're rivaling against are all better than the players that we have. You can only expect so much from Hazard. So again, to say he's overrated is very reactionary. Again, you can't. Again, it's very illogical to make that statement, because there's no real substance behind that. You can't really make a logical statement behind that. So yeah, Hazard obviously is one of the best players in the world. Yeah, he's not really flourishing under the current system right now. But if you get players around him on his wavelength who actually are of ability, who are world-class players, you'll see the best of them, and we saw that at the World Cup. So again, he's not overrated, clearly not.
That's a key. What I'm going to come out to is wavelength. That's a key word we need to investigate. Wavelength. Hasn't.
Yeah, man. Look, if you ask if he's overrated, by most people, I don't think he's overrated. If by you, maybe he is. If you say he's top 3 in the world, that he's definitely not that. But I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's been really important for Chelsea this season and the season before that. He's been their best player. Obviously, you can't judge him by this game, because he's been playing in the false 9 and he was getting really atrocious service in this game. Willian and Pedro really didn't give him anything, feed him anything, and Kante was struggling even when he was going in the box. So, but let's be real. Like, if not Hazard, Chelsea will be a mid-table team. So yeah, you have to. Can I just counter that?
Can I just counter that by saying?
Wait, you can't. You can't.
No,
Shut up.
No. Wait. Listen.
No.
Can I counter that by saying, as a Chelsea fan,
I
actually agree. I actually agree with what Hazem said there. We actually would be a lot down the table. When Hazard had his season where he disappeared for the whole season, where did we finish? We finished mid-table, and everybody here is, when was the last time Chelsea won a big game and Hazard wasn't effective in that game? No, if Hazard doesn't have an amazing game in the big game, we normally lose, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
Okay, all right. Liverpool for everybody. Hazard.
No, Hazard is rated right where he's supposed to be, right? It's the manager's fault. It's the fact that he's playing out of position. It's the fact that he's playing with a team of bums, a team that, for the most part, won a trophy with them last I checked. So, a lot of excuses being made for your boy Hazard, man. A lot of excuses being made for your boy Hazard.
And excuses.
A1, relax, man. Let get it.
A lot of excuses, man. But that's my 2 cents on it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, that's fair. Harsh but fair. Red.
Hazard, yeah, like I want to say in general, we can't really just put all of this on Hazard for them losing, unless you want to say, like, if Hazard plays good, then Chelsea win. Then sure, if we're gonna give him credit for every time they win, 100%. Then in that case, he's top 3 because they've won 2 Premier League titles. But I think Chelsea as a whole, they were just dysfunctional that game, and Arsenal played very, very well. I don't want to make excuses for Chelsea, because Arsenal did play very well. They were solid defensively. They were great going forward. So yeah, man, like, we got to give credit to Lacazette. Scored against every top 6 side. So instead of like trashing Hazard, I really want to just give props to Lacazette. Played a great game. And yeah, man.
Sure.
So,
no. Well, we're gonna get to Arsenal.
But no, Hazard, no, not overrated. Not overrated. If he was playing in any other era, everybody would appreciate him for just being a great football talent. but somehow everybody just wants to thrash this guy every time he has an off game. No, Hazard's not overrated. He's a great player.
Hazard is inconsistent.
Pass,
You
relax,
know
bro.
that.
We're going down the line, bro.
He's inconsistent.
Dude, so-
all right. Saswat, Hazard.
In my opinion, I don't think he's overrated because based on ability and based on talent, I think he's the best player in the Premier League right now. And also, he's easily top 5 based on a pure ability. But I don't think he's that adaptable. I don't think he's such an adaptable player. And also, when you have Pedro and Willian, who it looks like they don't want to play in a football pitch with everyone else in the Chelsea team. So it's very hard for your star man, and a lot of expectations are on him. So if your star man is not playing on his best position, where he can actually make an effect on a game, then I don't think the blame should go to Hazard, because everyone is blaming Hazard right now. Why didn't he show up in a big game like Arsenal? Why didn't he show up? When your star man is not playing in the best position, I don't think you can blame him for not like showing up. So the problem is Sarri, and Sarri always says in his post-match conferences that Hazard is his best player. Hazard is his best player. If he thinks Hazard is his best player, then he should try to build a team around Hazard. But he doesn't do that. He thinks that Hazard is a Superman and he can play in any position. So I think that's all I'm gonna.
All right, A1.
Yo, Hazard. No, it is, yeah. Like he's rated, whatnot. He's not top 3. Yeah, he's not top 3. That's why he's not top 3.
Wait, easy, A1. Relax. Okay, is he top 4?
No, he's not top 4 either.
Is he
top 5? Top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5. I would say
top 10.
10.
Top
10.
five.
Hasn't relaxed.
Top 5 or 10 in it. But yeah, he's overrated about you guys saying top 3 1. But obviously, I don't blame him. Yesterday, obviously, he had a bad game. He's playing out of position, false 9. He obviously doesn't like playing false 9, but the manager's forcing him to be there, mainly because I heard once again, he doesn't really track back on the wings, and that's what the manager really wants as well. So that's why he's playing false 9. But yeah, man, he's rated, whatnot, but it's not his fault. That's all I've got to say about him.
Okay, so I think just to end this point, look, it depends at what you're looking for. And it depends on each situation. For me, that's why I gave the example. Put Messi in the same exact team. How well does he do?
He does
Put
better than
Neymar or
Hazard.
Cristiano in the same exact team.
He does better.
Easy, man. Let me land. Let me land. I beg. So put any of these guys in the same exact team. How well do they do? Because people talk about, look at how well Salah, Messi, people are doing. Look at the players that are around them.
Oh,
because no, you could one only one spot. If you look at Chelsea closely, Hazard is the only player on his own wavelength. Willian, Pedro, and Giroud, they're just not really playing on his wavelength. And this is my message to Hazard. If you truly want to get yourself undoubtedly in that competition as one of the best, you have to play for the top teams. Whether it's Neymar, whether it's Cristiano, whether it's Mbappe or Messi, they play for the top teams. Chelsea cannot compete with Barcelona. They can't compete with a PSG. They cannot compete with a Juventus. These are teams at the top echelon of world football right now. So for Hazard, if a guy, every time he has the ball, he's the only guy that is playmaking, creating, goal scoring, facilitating, he has most touches on the ball, and there's nobody else that he can play off of, he's screwed. Messi has a telepathic understanding with Alba and Suarez based on the quality understanding they have. Juventus, Dybala is arguably a top 10 player in the world. Like, of course, crazy.
Not this season.
No. I tell you, talent-wise, top 10 or top. But the thing about this is that if people are just going to hold Hazard down to, okay, how many goals and assists did he get? That makes no sense, because that's a stats argument that is futile if we want to critique how good a player is. If we're having a stats argument, that's different. You can just pull up your who scored sheet and that's it. If we're talking about footballing ability, what you're doing on the pitch based on the system and the area that you're in, that is a whole different conversation. So it is what it is. But briefly with Arsenal, do you think Arsenal gets top 4 this season? Anyone?
Let A1 go first.
I'll go first.
All right. Anyone hit me. Do Arsenal get top 4 this season? And in the yes or no,
you talking me?
Don't dilly-dally.
You me?
Yeah, you.
No, we ain't getting top 4.
Why not?
We're not getting top 4.
Why
I'm
not?
saying-
No. You can't just say no. Why not? Give me a compelling reason why you're not going to get top 4.
Because I still think this manager still doesn't know his best lineup. He keeps on chopping and changing and whatnot, and we're just too inconsistent. Defensively, we're not good enough. Attacking wise, we can be good, but I think we can be better. So yeah, I don't think we're not getting top 4. The only way we can get Champions League is Europa League.
All right. Sarri, is Sarri a bust, or do you still think that he still needs time to adjust to his system?
Can I
He needs time, man.
Can I say something?
Or Sassos, go for it.
So here's the thing. For what I have heard before, obviously I have been watching a lot of Napoli games, but from what I have heard and from what I have seen before he came to Chelsea, we all thought that he was a very attacking manager. But when he came to Chelsea,
attacking.
It looked before he came to Chelsea. So before he came to Chelsea, we thought that he's very good. He's a very good manager, though he hasn't won anything, but he's a very good attacking manager. But when he came to Chelsea, we saw that he tries to keep on possession, and he only has one set of formation. That is, he always sticks to a 4-3-3, and he never changes his formation. He does not care what players he has. He sticks to this 4-3-3 formation. And now with Chelsea, it looks like more of a possession-based team with no productivity on the front three. There seems to be no productivity in the front three. We saw the same against Tottenham. We saw the same against Arsenal as well.
So are you putting the blame on Sarri or the players?
Yeah, I am. Because Sarri came in the post-match conference and said that it is because of that he did everything right tactically, and he blamed everything on the players' mentality. I mean, come on, you have to take the blame. If you play your best player in the false nine, and you have bum wingers like Willian and Pedro who cannot do anything to save their lives, then this fact for the last 2 months or 3 months, and you still are so stubborn to play that kind of system. It's not working. You are not playing Giroud and Callum Hudson-Odoi, who are perfect fit for each other. Callum Hudson-Odoi can put in across and Giroud can head the ball.
Okay. All right. Wait. Let me bring it forward. I want to bring it forward here. So forward.
Yeah.
Who is to blame here, Sarri or the players?
So on this, you know what? I'm gonna.
It's a simple question, baby. Don't dilly dally, man. It's 29.
Yes or no, man. Yes or no, man.
Look, everybody here is to blame, but I'm gonna focus on Sarri for this one because we know players like obviously Willie and Alonso. These guys are not good enough, but it's down to Sarri to actually change these guys. And also, I think the intensity going into the game was poor. Again, we let a team like Arsenal. Outwork us over the pitch.
We beat you with Conte. When you had Conte, we beat you when you had Conte, please.
Yeah, and then we went on that 22 game unbeaten run. And then we went on that 22 game unbeaten run. So then following
the final.
I know. So then
Sarri or the players.
Again, it's a mixture, but obviously the players need to be better. But then again, Sarri needs to not be as stubborn picking these same players. So again, my point is that when we did lose 3-1 to Arsenal and Conte went on a 22 game unbeaten run, and we chill. Then Conte actually changed the system, and again, it's down to Sarri to actually not saying change the system, but implement something different. Give different players another chance, like Hudson-Odoi, Emerson. When Ruben Loftus-Cheek comes back fit, I think that's going to be a big change to our team. So again, it's down to Sarri to go and change it from this point on. But if he continues to be his same stubborn self, then serious questions have got to be asked. But until then, you got to obviously believe in the process, give him time, and obviously see what happens if he gets, let's say, the money that Pep got to reinvest in fullbacks. Because if he gets that money, there's no reason why we can't be a top 4 club. And like Arsenal, we're going to just be settling for mediocrity. But
Before we can I say something? Hafo, can I say something?
Okay, Bassa, before you say something, I'll come to you. So forward. Let me just ask you this. So how do you still defend Sarri playing Alonso all through his games when Alonso is complete and utter garbage trash?
No.
Oh no, there's absolutely no defense for that. And again, that's why I've said that he's been very stubborn, and that needs to change. And again, like Conte had that watershed moment when we lost 3-0 to Arsenal, and we went on a beaten run after that. It's down to Sarri to now see this as a moment to, I need to change things. I need to see this as a moment to change things. And if he does change things, then great. We're going to maybe go on a great run, and we're going to finish top 4, which I believe we still will. However, if he doesn't change things, if he continues to still be stubborn and believe in players who clearly aren't good enough, then we're only going to end up having more shortcomings like this. And again, it's disappointing to see. But again, you have to still believe in the manager and give him a chance to rectify the situation.
All right.
Also, Arsenal are still shit. But yeah.
Keep on crying. Wipe them tears.
A1, relax, man. Come on. It's
2-0. Get
Barca top.
Anyway.
Hey man, your Europa League
Um,
team, sure.
I'm not gonna lie. This whole Sarri and
Wait,
Chelsea
wait, Bassa, why do you always
Yeah, you're killing me with that shit, bro. Just
We
go ahead and
expect
talk.
you to
Please
tell
get to the
the
point.
truth. If you're not here to tell the truth, then you shouldn't even be here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
okay.
lie, bro.
Okay, talk.
I just feel like people are giving Chelsea too much hype. You know, the players are being hyped
man.
up. The team, the whole league itself is being hyped up.
You're talking about the league.
This is the part. Can I finish? Can I finish? Okay,
My
can I
friend,
finish?
talk about Chelsea,
Okay,
not the league.
look, real talk, right? Chelsea, and I'm not gonna lie, their history affects them in so many ways.
All right, Bassa. No, Bassa. If you say I'm not gonna lie again, I'm gonna butcher this hangout. So
Okay.
you're on your final warning, and people can say if you say that sentence again, you will get booted out. Carry on.
Okay. All right,
Talk about the
Chelsea,
history,
right?
the
It's so hard for him.
Bilbao has 8 league titles compared to Chelsea's 5.
Why are we talking?
And it affects
Okay,
Chelsea.
let's move on. Let's move
It affects Chelsea mentally. Look, it affects
Okay, so
Chelsea mentally.
let's move on now. I want to now address Liverpool against Crystal Palace right now. So
Oh my
Wait, you
God.
didn't ask me about Sarri.
was it?
You didn't ask us about Sarri. The rest of the people.
No. Barca saw the whole thing that messed up
we
my
gotta
life.
move on.
All right, let me bring in. Okay, Hazem, give us your view on Sarri. Is he a bomb? Yeah, yes or no?
Look, I don't think he's a bum, but because you can see with the system, the type of system he plays, and needs time to adapt. Even with Napoli, he needed 3 seasons to properly put up a title race. So,
Well, how many trophies did he win with Napoli?
yeah, that's my thing. But the main disadvantage that he has, and it's showing again with Chelsea, is that he keeps on playing the same players, and it's going to show more and more towards the end of the season. Which was the main reason that Napoli lost the league last year, which was he kept on playing the same team until their legs ran out. So even when Higuain comes, obviously they're not going to be able to mount a title challenge, but I still think he'll be able to get them top 4. And it's overall he's not a bum, but he needs to change this aspect of his game.
Could I add?
All right. A1, hit me. A1, go for it.
That was Daniel talking, by the way.
Sorry,
that
Daniel.
one, no, but I'll speak on him. Sorry. It just needs to like I won't say get his own players. That means change the whole team. But there's some players that are obviously not on the wavelengths. And Sarri, when he comes to what I've noticed about Sarri is that on the left side is the build-up side, and whereas the right side is more direct, and the left side is more creative. And you can't have Alonso there at left back. Kovacic, he's not doing good as well, in my opinion. So it's got to take him time for him to like.
How long though? How long does that? Abramovich is his employer.
Cool. I think obviously this window they're gonna get Higuain. Apparently they might get another centre midfielder, so Paredes or something.
Paredes.
Yeah, they might get him. Then
Yeah, he's good.
Then you got summer to do your transfer windows. I'm pretty sure they will get fullbacks and whatnot. And then from then on, I think next season is make or break for him, in my opinion. If he does good, it's all right. But if he does bad, where it's top 4 again, maybe I think maybe he might get sacked.
All right. So does anyone here think that Sarri is a bust for Chelsea, or it's a case that he just needs time?
He just needs time. He's a great coach. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Wait.
I want to now head over to Liverpool, the Crystal Palace. So look, man. Very entertaining game. Palace really came forth and really pushed Liverpool all the way in that game. And also, just a case in point, can people stop asking me about this damn apology video? It will be released when it gets released. Okay, so, and I actually said 18 marks, by the way, so there you go. And I didn't count penalties.
No, you said 17.
But look, what this is about Salah. Danny, relax, just chill, just take a deep breath and relax. This is not about Salah, this is about Liverpool Crystal Palace. So, we saw the attacks inside of Liverpool in this game, and we saw these guys can react and they can play that high-octane, super ultra attacking game. So do you guys really feel that this is Liverpool's year? They can win small, they can win big, they can react when they want to. Do you just feel like if the force is with them?
Yeah, you have to give it to him. They're showing everything this
I'm
year.
not. I'll tell you this now. I'm not confident.
Wait, Daniel. Why aren't you confident? Why not?
Because I've just seen the fixture, and we've got Chelsea around April, and when like April what happened in April when Steven Gerrard slipped the time
You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
Yeah,
You're still rattled by that. Like it's been fine for 6 years, bro. Like
What the hell, man?
Disgrace.
So okay. So Daniel, you're telling me that
let me
you're
speak
still
on
having
that.
nightmares.
yes,
yes.
I am having nightmares.
Wait, Daniel.
HH, can I say something?
Daniel, can I
No,
ask you
Yeah.
something?
Daniel, I need you to fully explain. Why don't you believe that? Because again, I'm actually here to help you because I'm a nice guy. Why don't you believe that this year is different?
No, because anything could happen. Because I've just seen the fixtures, of when we're facing Chelsea at Anfield, and it's the same time when we faced them in 2013-14, and we know what happened when
Who's slipping? Who's gonna slip?
Okay,
Who's going to
no.
slip?
Okay, Daniel, my
What
response to
player
that
will
is
slip?
this.
Daniel, you are a disgrace, man.
It's scary. No, I'm scared.
Wait,
Daniel, you are
wait,
disgrace to
Daniel,
us. You're a disgrace to
I look
Liverpool
forward.
fans.
It's not funny. That's not funny, man. I mean, it is funny, but it's not funny.
Can I
Daniel,
say something?
I'm sorry.
wait, but guys, chill. Let me direct this damn thing. I beg.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, Daniel, walk with me here. Just walk with me here.
Yeah.
During that time years ago, that was a very irresponsible Liverpool team. That was pretty much a one-man army that couldn't spell defense. Now,
Led by
as I
El
said,
Palistro.
for this Liverpool Crystal Palace game, Liverpool this season have shown that they can win big and they can win small. They are far better defensively, and they can chop and change, and they can go into different styles. So doesn't that give you more confidence that if they go to that Chelsea game and it is like 2 points or even 1 point, they will be able to give a far more mature performance than they did years ago? Doesn't that give you confidence?
It does, but still, I'm still worried. Hindsight is a very worried thing, and football, anything can happen. That's the reason why I'm worried. I'm not saying I want Liverpool to win. You don't know how much I want Liverpool to win this league, but I'm worried. That's all I am saying. I am worried.
They got scarred.
All right.
Have hope, man. What about having hope? Okay, look, I'll go to the line. Okay, I'll go to Liverpool, the Crystal Palace. Then I'll go to Liverpool for everybody. Then Stafford. So Liverpool, everybody, your team. Do you after that very, very entertaining win, do you feel that this is your year, that you can win any game and win and deal with anything that gets thrust upon you?
Surely not after beating Crystal Palace. I told you a few weeks ago, this is a spiritual thing, and you of all people know when you're coming up against a team that has a spiritual situation going on, they can't be stopped. So it's over. I told you this a long time ago.
And a bad goalkeeper. Crystal Palace had a horrible goalkeeper.
So you feel
thanks.
that
Appreciate that.
It's a done deal that's based on the spirits and perhaps possible juju magic. Liverpool are going to do it this season.
I'm gonna say it again. It was a done deal before Jan 3.
Jesus.
It was a done deal before Jan 3.
Hey, keep that same energy. I like that.
I want to bring in Saswat. So Saswat, do you feel that this game, this is Liverpool's year? Keep it brief. Keep it brief.
So Crystal Palace game was very tough because Crystal Palace beat Manchester City at their home. So obviously Crystal Palace were always tough, but we came through.
Saswat, I need you to be very direct. I told you, is this Liverpool's year? Yes or no? Do you believe that based on that game, this is their year? I don't want to hear anything about Palace.
Okay. So here's the thing. This is Liverpool's year. The only problem we have right now is injuries. Once we overcome these injury problems, then everything is going to be rosy cozy from now onwards.
Rosy cozy.
All right.
I personally think that.
Okay. Let me bring in Barca. Barca, do you think that this is Liverpool's year? They can't be stopped.
Remember Barca.
Can't wait for this.
Listen. I respect Liverpool for the team that they are, and I just feel like they're the most hyped team in EPL. But I'm gonna say this. Yes. I think that Liverpool, the most hyped team in EPL, is not going to win the league, and they're not going to win the UCL. That's what I think.
I mean, we know why they're hyped.
All right. Okay. Thanks for that. Darren.
Yeah. Basically, I really feel like they would slip it, but they've shown everything. They've shown the defense with Van Dijk. They've got a decent keeper down. They don't have Kalam Karius at the back. They're grinding out these 1-0 wins. battling and getting these bogey teams that are winning 4-3 instead of last season or a few years ago where they lose 4-3 to Bournemouth. Now they're doing they've got unbeaten for how long? Only one loss. For me, this is their year. If they don't do it this year, then it's not happening. If they don't do it this year, it's not happening. Their players will go. They're not winning anything.
All right, forward.
They're going to be stolen by Barcelona.
Forward, I need you to be not biased. Try and be as objective as you can. Is this Liverpool's year? Do they have the match? Do they have the X factor?
I gotta be real. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I'm worried because all the signs are pointing towards Liverpool winning the league. I mean, you can look at some of the late goals they've been scoring, like some of the horrendous goalkeeping that we've seen from Pickford and Speroni, who needs to be in the Brick Academy, Class A Brick. I mean, that was shocking what he did. But yeah, I mean, it's all going in their favor. So again, it's looking likely, and again, we can't say that the mentality they're gonna slip because it's a different team altogether. But they've got a manager who's actually won a league title before, so. Again, it's all looking likely, but at the same time, I will just say Man City are a dangerous team, and they're going to be able to rack up these wins against teams that are playing this deep block. Again, I don't trust Liverpool in his last 7 or 8 games against those teams that are going to just park the bus. You might find it really tough, and again, the game's going to get tougher and tougher, but we'll see. It's going to be an entertaining title race for sure, and but yeah, it's looking like it's going to be Liverpool's year, so I guess we got to wait and see.
Hazard.
Look, man, first of all, what a game. Another example of the world-class defending in the Premier League. Also, what's it called? Liverpool, I don't think they're going to win it. Sorry. Like, look at Man City. They're winning in a way more convincing fashion.
Against Huddersfield. Yeah, against Huddersfield.
Yeah, okay. And I just don't think Liverpool have it, and they're gonna come on a lot of stumbling blocks this season. Like they conceded 3 goals against Crystal Palace. Come on, and there's gonna be many more tougher matches.
So did City, by the way, just letting you know.
So did City, by the way, and they won that game.
Go ahead.
No, Crystal Palace.
Let him man finish, man.
Palace won against City.
What?
Yo, Hazem, have you finished your point?
Yeah, I'm saying Liverpool conceded 3 goals against Crystal Palace.
So did Man.
All right, cool. All right, Mohammed, Liverpool, is this the year?
Man City conceded 3 goals to Crystal Palace too.
Mohammed Mozola, is this Liverpool's year? Do you feel that they can do it this year?
It is, man. It is. They're getting every decision. Goalkeepers are doing calamities. I mean, it is their year. I actually predicted that they were going to win the league at the start of the season, and I'm going to stick with it. But it doesn't look good for the rest of the other teams now.
Wow. All right, Red.
Yeah, no, it's Liverpool's year. They all the omens are there. Last minute winners, clutch moments. Like all these players are
relax, Mo.
They're really having some. They're pulling it. Like they're pulling out the results. Like that's the most important. They're grinding these results. They react. They're doing everything right. So it is going to be their year. Like also another thing is this Liverpool side that's different from the old Liverpool side is that they actually have depth. They have a lot. They have some really good depth. Like even right now, they're going through a crisis right now, and they're still getting results. And they have pretty much 3 of their center backs are gone. 3 of the defenders are gone. So yeah, no, it's Liverpool's year. It's their title to lose. And yeah, like they've been taking W's ever since they pivoted Barcelona for 160 million. So yeah.
We're gonna take. We're definitely gonna go over them. We're definitely gonna go there.
Papo, can I say something before we move on, please? So I'm just gonna let you know that Sevilla beats Liverpool any day. I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Okubasa. Thanks for that very important information. It's changed my life. I wanna talk about Ousmane Dembele. So as of right now, I'm actually uploading the Barcelona game that I watched. You know,
oh my God.
And
I mean, is that necessary?
Wait, easy. Just relax. Mohammed, just don't. I got you. Because Hazem, you got. I mean, you're right in theory that if it's between Napoli, Lazio, two closely contested teams, and Barcelona, Leganes, it makes more sense to watch Napoli, Lazio.
Yeah.
But there's a guy out there. There's a guy out.
What Half-Orb is trying to say is he's got.
Wait, chill. Let me laugh.
There's a man.
There's a guy out there, man, and I feel that we have to now recognize that this guy is one of the best players in the world right now. He's doing too much, and is playing at too high of a level for us not to recognize how good this man is right now. See, for me, Hazard has now been bumped to number 4.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Hazard has been
Whoa.
The Hazard is very
Oh my God! Come on.
And I'm sorry, like I'm sorry, like there is no argument I can think of to not put the Oos in top 3. I can't.
Lewandowski is above.
Because for pure ability, the Oos is top 3. So let me start off with Barca. Barca, talk to me about the talent of Dembele and whether he's in fact the real deal and what he can bring to Barcelona.
Yeah. Road talk. I'm sorry. What's the second question? I didn't hear. Sorry.
Tell me about the talent of Dembele and what you think he can bring to Barcelona as they go for this treble.
I think the talent of Dembele is amazing. You know, real talk. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I think Dembele is way better. He's way better. Look.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no carry. I mean, I should really boot you, but it's so weird that who cares? Just carry on. Just carry on.
He can't stop it.
Okay. Have hope. So Dembele, right? His talent is just amazing, and I think he's better than Eden Hazard every day, because for me, what I see from this guy, he's more consistent than Hazard. And if you compare him to even if you compare him to Mbappe, if you compare him to Mbappe, right? Mbappe is nowhere near Dembele. The talent that Dembele has.
Wait, easy. How can you say he's nowhere near?
Because look, Mbappe, right?
You're talking about you're talking to a World Cup winner.
Yes, exactly what he said.
I know.
Have some respect.
I remember Dembele was on the bench.
Listen. Have hope. Everybody says that Mbappe. Some people say that Mbappe is better than Dembele, but Mbappe is just a goal scorer. Like that's the only thing he has that makes him the best player. Because he has Dembele, right? Dembele can do combination plays. He can dribble past 4 or 7 defenders. He can dribble past 3 defenders. Like, bro, he plays like Messi, bro. This guy plays like Messi, and also his IQ is amazing.
Brain cells, man.
Okay, so you think that he can lead Barcelona to a treble this season, or that's too much to ask for the young one?
I think that's too much, bro. I mean, he just started developing. No. Hello. I'm saying he's better than Eden Hazard. He's better than Eden Hazard, and he's better than all the other wingers that are out there.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, Daniel. Ousmane Dembele, where do you rate him in the world? Okay, no, very quickly, Barca, where do you rate him in the world? Top 3, top 4, top 5. Where do you rate him right now in the world?
Top three.
Right. Daniel,
Hazard's not top 3. Hazard's not
easy. Wait, why do you bring that to the what the hell? Daniel, talk to me about what you think of Dembele and where you rate him in the world right now.
I think if he needs to be more disciplined. He needs to be more disciplined. If he's more disciplined, he'll be one of the best players in the world, if not the best players in the world. And I think he's one of the top key players in the world. I think he's better than Mbappe in my eyes.
Yeah, he is.
No, he is.
He's more unpredictable. He's more unpredictable than Mbappe.
No ifs or buts. He's better.
So Daniel, where do you rate him in the world? Where do you rate him?
I think I think he's one of the best in the world.
No. Wait, Daniel, I need a number.
Top 10,
top 4, top 5. What is
top
his
10, top 10
in the world right now? Don't say he's one of the best. What is his ranking?
Top 10.
What number in top 10?
8.
8.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow.
Darren.
Wow.
Talk about Dembele and where do you rate him in the world right now?
Dembele. The fact that he got benched by Mbappe and didn't really play that much in the World Cup had me. Like, I know he's good, but has he ever really stepped up to that top place? Obviously, now is the only period. Well, now he's really up there. From when he played well against Chelsea in the Champions League last year, then I seen, okay, this kid's serious. Like, he's got both feet, he's got everything. I hear what you lot say about he's got definitely more ability than Mbappe. He's technically gifted, but I think he has to do more to prove for me to be up there. So in terms of top 5, top 10, all of this, there's a lot of players there which I would.
Okay. Where do you rank him now?
Right now in his form, I'll give him 5th place.
What?
Yep.
5th.
You want me to list?
Too high.
He's better than Hype Hazard.
Okay,
He's
name
better
me
than Hype
four
Hazard.
guys above him. Name me the 4 guys above him.
Okay, Messi, Ronaldo,
Oh God.
standard. For me, Hazard. I know a lot of you are gonna hate, but I'm sorry, Hazard. Mbappe.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I can even
All right.
put Neymar there.
I was gonna put Neymar. You'd have to put Neymar.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
he's
okay,
up
fair
there.
enough, man. Okay, look. It's your list. I mean, it's wrong. So your opinion is wrong, but that's fair enough. Forward. Talk to me about Dembele and where do you rank him in the world right now?
I mean, I love watching Dembele play football. Let's be real, guys. First and foremost, let's not be too reactionary. Like Hazard's overrated, Dembele's top 3. Like, guys, let's just chill a little bit. Look, you need to just be respectful
Forward,
in
have
our
you been
opinions.
seeing what this guy has been doing?
Oh, no, I've been watching. I mean, he sacrificed 2 guys in the opening 10 minutes of the game, and like people were telling me to watch the Leon game. I was like, no, I have to watch Dembele because he was oozing. And I mean, again, I don't want to pop anyone's balloons here, but he was limped up with an injury and it looked pretty serious. So he might be out for a couple of weeks. So again, fingers crossed because he stays fit.
Hey man, positive vibes on half hope. Wait, don't you listen to my name? Half hope, man. What the hell?
Yeah, look, I gotta be real. Like, this is what we need. We need the realness here. We can't be like talking on oversight. And look, just to end my point, I think Dembele is going to be one of the best players in the world. But I mean, right now, he's not top 10. He's not top 15. He's maybe top 20 in the world. Like,
Are you serious? Are you
100%.
serious?
What?
Let me
relax. No. Just chill.
Well, I'm current form probably
Top 20.
Yep.
No. Forward. You're telling me right now you can name me 19 better players on current form than Ousmane Dembele. Are you psycho?
Yeah, so everybody hold me to this. In the hangout, don't talk when I'm speaking. Thank you. And again, everybody hold me to this. In the hangout after this one that finishes, I will name you 19 players better than Dembele right now. Again, that's not to say that I'm not a massive fan of Dembele. I am probably the biggest fan of Dembele in this hangout right now. I think he's going to be a world class. I think he's going to win a Ballon d'Or. Again, right now, he's not top 15. Go on.
Forward. The question is current form. Now, legacy, fair enough. I agree with you. If it's a legacy thing, trophies, achievements, okay, fair enough. He may be top 30 or top 50 even. On current form, you're saying there are 19 players better than Ousmane Dembele on current form. Is that what you're saying to me?
Current form changes it a little bit, but then again, I still want to say he's top 3 based on current form. Top 5, no. Top 10 potentially, but then again, it's
okay. You know what?
Touch and go.
After this, send me on Twitter 9 players or 15 players better than Ousmane Dembele on current form, and I'll be waiting for it.
Hafu, can I say
I'll name you those players. I'll name you those players.
Okay, we haven't got time for it now, but
for me, Dembele is top 15 right now. Well, I'll name you who: Messi, Ronaldo, Hazard, Lewandowski, Mbappe, Neymar, Suarez, Aguero, Chiellini, Koulibaly, Van Dijk, Piontek, David Silva.
What? David
Silva? Definitely is an
What are you on about?
You forgot to throw a couple of Liverpool players in there, but
we see Hazard. We see
you can even argue for some Liverpool players, but come on.
You can't. I mean, obviously, you don't watch to say that you don't watch what this dude is doing. That's ridiculous.
No, I do.
No, you don't. You don't.
I do, bro.
If you watch this dude play, you can't put him top 15. It's as simple as that. If you watch what this guy has been doing,
okay.
Game,
Let's say top 10. You think he's better than Lewandowski this season? On
current form, Ousmane Dembele, you can't name it 8 goals in Champions League on current form. That's stupid.
Wait, Patience, can I just come back and make one quick statement?
Guys, I'm moving down the line, man. I'm moving down the line, man. Okay, Liverpool for everybody. Then talking about Dembele, where do you rank him right now?
First of all, forward. That's probably the most sensible thing you've ever said on this hangout.
I appreciate.
I don't agree. I don't agree to that extent necessarily about 20 people better than him. But let's calm down. A few months ago, we were saying Mbappe. Same things about Mbappe. Dembele was always a great player. We saw that the moment we started playing football. But I think we need to relax a little bit. We need to relax a little bit and give him some time. Give him some time.
Where do you rank him?
I'm not ranking them. Next person.
No. You can't do that. Liverpool, everybody. Put legacy out of it. On current form, where do you rank him on current form?
Current form, you have to give him the top spot.
Wait, current form means this season or the past couple of games?
Current form means current form.
I mean, guys. I mean,
Form
couple of
is
months ago,
not current,
Guys,
man.
my only problem with
Current form
talking
is
about
like
current
last
form
5,
is we have
6
to have
games.
Rashford as number one if we're talking current form. That's why you can't be talking current form.
And
Like, it's
Koulibaly and Van
too
Dijk.
short a period of time. Like, guys, we need to widen our perspective. On
Don't
football.
forget defenders, yeah?
Is Rashford the best player in the world right now in current form? Let's not
Ford,
be
are
saying
you
things
mad?
wild
Look,
like that.
look, don't forget
But he is
defenders.
in terms of his
It's
numbers, in
It's
terms
okay,
of his
it's
form.
okay.
We have to have that
I
discussion.
accept
Chiellini
it.
and
I
Koulibaly, man.
accept it.
That's what I'm
I
saying, man.
accept it, bro.
Okay.
That's why we can't
Mohammed,
do
Can I
just
say
current
something?
form.
Okay.
Mohammed, talk to me about Dembele and where do you rank him?
I mean, a couple of months ago, there was talks of him leaving Barcelona and having a horrible season. I mean, I wouldn't really judge players on current form, to be honest. But
Yeah.
if we're talking right now, he's top 5. Just if we're talking on form. But he's definitely got a higher ceiling than Mbappe. But yeah, I don't really like to talk about current form and stuff like that because it's temporary, you know.
Oh my God! Someone just said he's out for the rest of the season.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Breaking.
no.
Really?
Are you kidding?
Nah, it
Bro,
says out for
we
2
jinxed
weeks.
him, bro.
Out for
All
2
this
weeks.
praise is too much.
All right. Red, talk to me.
Yeah, no, Dembele is the best player in the world for every player that's 25 and under. Like, he's better than anybody that's 25 and under. No, not even close. This guy is insane today. He's the thing is what's scary about him. At first, I knew he was always talented, but now he also has consistency. Every time he shows up, he's scoring a goal. He's impacting the game, and like it's not just like small games, big games. He's pulling clutch moments. Today, I saw him take the ball from the midfield, dribble past players, pass to the fullback with his left. He cuts it back, scores with his right. The kid's ambidextrous. He's fast. He's technical. He can finish. And like Messi's rubbing off on him. Like that finish today by him, that is a Messi goal. That's a Messi trademark goal. Like so this guy is I if I want to talk overall, I'm not going to put him in my top 10 just yet because I rate players based off of effectiveness and I like to rate them at the end of the season based off the trophies they've won and what they've accomplished in their goal tally. So I'm not going to put him anywhere near the top 10 just yet. But for his age group, like for the players that are coming up, by far this guy is the most he's playing so maturely. Like he just takes he has no respect for any team. Every team he shows up, he's just like even against Spurs, no Messi, no he was the main man in that Barca team. Against Spurs, scored a goal from nothing.
Yeah.
This guy is
Oh yeah, Salah
next
as well.
level.
Salah as well.
Can I say?
Salah.
Can I say something?
Saswat, Dembele, and where do you rank him?
Yeah. So I would, based on current form, I would rank him based on just current form. I would rank him top 5 behind Messi, Van Dijk, Cristiano, Koulibaly, and then 5th is Dembele because Dembele. An argument can be made that he's a better dribbler than Messi, and also an argument can be made that if I'm a no, here's the thing. An argument can be made that if
That's
I'm a
bold.
different,
Let's calm down.
It's not better dribbler, it's better player.
Okay, let him land, man.
Currently-
Let him land, man.
currently-
Finish, man. Saswat,
So,
finish your point.
so currently, if I'm a defender, I'm more scared of Dembele than I'm from Messi because
Let's stop.
based on current form.
Let's stop.
So because today's match showed everything. Today's match showed that how many times he can dribble past
Sorry. I
two players,
got to
can
jump in.
fake-
Sorry. Did you see what Messi did off the bench in 20 minutes?
I know.
I'm gonna mute
So
myself. Sorry.
So he just faked between two players and just crawled between two players and everything. So he's just obviously he's not that effective. He loses the ball a lot. There are a lot of things that he also still lacks in his play. So he needs to be still has a lot of room for improvement. But I'm not gonna base him on the basis of what he has done currently till now. So because he hasn't won anything for his team. So I can rate him at the end of the season.
All right.
Okay, HH. Can I say something?
All right, Barca, talk. And I'll go to Ford afterwards. Barca.
Okay. Yeah. So I know Ford would be respecting Dembele if he was playing for Chelsea. I know that for a fact. And I just feel like Dembele, like I said, you guys are right. You're right in terms of that. He gets injuries and so forth, but he has to show, and this is what I'll say, like a lot of it is with fitness problems. Like he's having problems with fitness and so forth. So I think if he can fix the fitness problems, then we can start calling him top 3. I agree. You know what I'm trying to say? But even if you're gonna say that he's top 20, you should at least say top 10 or top 15. I think he deserves to be in that top 10 or top 15, you know, because that's more fair enough. But top 20, my God, Ford, do you know what you're talking about? Okay.
Top 15 coming from a Barca fan.
All right. Okay. Ford, respond, man. You want to have the mic, man. Get the mic.
I mean, I didn't really have anything to say, but I mean, again, I think it's important for people to actually listen to what's being said. Again, I rate Dembele highly. I think he's going to be a world-class player, probably win a Ballon d'Or. Those are my actual words, but yeah, right now he's not a top 10 player. I mean, defenders fear Dembele more than Messi. How can a grown man say that? Like that's disgusting.
Currently, I'm saying
anyways,
currently.
Look, man.
yes,
I mean,
that-
Ford, he may have a point. I mean,
No,
maybe
HH, I've got big respect for you. HH, please don't go down. Please don't
Because
go
he
there.
doesn't play for Chelsea, that's why Ford doesn't like him because of that.
Put it this way, Ford, like
Yeah.
if a dude who can dribble that is ambidextrous is very dangerous.
Regardless of the
That's what I'm saying.
ambidextrous, we're talking about Lionel Messi. Did you see Suarez's goal? The way he moved onto his left foot.
Ford,
Let me
repeat what I said. I get
corner and Suarez got the rebound.
Did you see Dembele's first goal?
All I'm saying is that as a defender, a guy who can dribble, who is ambidextrous, is extremely dangerous.
Yeah,
Jadon Sancho is more talented than him.
All I'm going to say is I think we need to move to the next subject. But again, the injury was at his left ankle. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's what ruled him out for months and when he first joined Barcelona. So let's hope he's actually going to be fit for the season because, again, I love watching Dembele play. And if he's injured,
Dembele is not out for the month. I just said.
League.
No, Dembele is not out for the month. His agent
He's
said
out for
he's
2
not
weeks. He's out for 2
Again,
weeks.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, let's move. Let's move to Coutinho.
Football needs this kid. Football needs this kid.
100%.
Let's move on.
Okay,
move on.
let's have a very honest discussion about Coutinho. Now,
Again?
yes, again, because Coutinho produced a disaster class against Leganes. He was like, again, let me just preface by saying that Coutinho is a nice guy. I wish him all the best, and I don't hold any ill will towards him. That was one of the most unprofessional, trashest, crappiest, useless, unprofessional performances I've seen a player give for a top team.
You're actually being nice.
I mean, he honestly was crap. Every decision he made was bad. And it's got to a point where this guy was literally running into 3 men.
Wow.
Literally.
Yeah.
He was literally running into 3 men. And I think the issue with Coutinho is this. He reads Twitter. He reads Facebook. He reads the newspapers. He reads the blogs. He knows how much he got cost. He knows he's Brazilian. He knows that he's following in a trend of Romario, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Neymar, and so forth. So he is eager to impress.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: is that Coutinho was never that good.
Nope.
Agreed.
I mean, he's known for Coutinho. That's his nickname.
Yeah, we get it.
No. So I think Coutinho was so. I believe, and this is what I've been trying to tell people like Drifty, Mata, and so forth, that Liverpool finessed Barcelona. And if you're a Liverpool fan, you should be proud of that. So Liverpool finessed Barcelona. They somehow coerced Barcelona to pay 150 million for Coutinho. That is one of the biggest wastes. I can't think of a bigger waste of money than that, personally. I mean, if you guys can tell me a bigger waste of money than that, please tell me, because I'm sorry,
Waste of money?
Yes, a waste of money. That's exactly what I just said. A waste of
And
money.
the funny thing about it, is that Barcelona still owes us money with Coutinho.
What? Based on what?
They still owe us money.
Yeah, they're paying installments.
Yeah,
they're paying in installments. Yeah.
Okay. So let me pose this question: if Coutinho was offered back to Liverpool right now in this window, should Liverpool bring him back?
No.
Whoa! What the hell?
Our team is fixed.
I think
We don't want one Spaniard player on the bench.
Wait. I'll go to. Remember, guys, keep it brief. I'll go to Saswat, Liverpool, everybody, then Daniel. So Saswat, keep it brief. Keep it brief.
So obviously, based on the player's status, obviously it's good to have someone. But I don't think if Coutinho, he will try to force himself into this team. But our team is fixed. Our system is fixed. Our tactics is fixed. He will not get a starting first 11 player.
Saswat, you've talked. Liverpool for everybody.
No, I don't think he was ever a player to be under Klopp's system in the first place. He was never that great. I don't know why Liverpool supporters say he's world class. He never was. It's not about him reading the newspaper or being on Twitter or anything like that. He's just not a good football player.
God damn!
Whoa.
Bloody hell. Daniel.
Yeah.
Coutinho. So would you have him back and incorporate it into this team?
Hell no.
Tell that
No.
That's
like,
harsh. Because
like
a lot
I'm
of Liverpool
saying,
guys were actually bigging this guy up.
like
Never will
he-
be.
like what's happening to him? What's happening to him? Let me tell you, what's happening to him is karma, fam. Karma.
Get the fuck out of here with that. He's just a bad football player. There's no karma or nothing
Yeah,
like that.
the way he's
Not good.
Okay. So Daniel, what was the
You believe
Karma.
let me tell you why. Because he has like the way he forced his way out, the way he disrupted the place, fake of injuries, lying. Like, no, it's karma now. What's happening to him now?
All right. Okay. So Barca, let me bring you into this right now. So, do you feel that you got shafted and pimp slapped by Liverpool by being sold a bomb?
First of all, I want to say shout outs to all the Liverpool fans for saying that Coutinho is a bum and he's a flop. Because if Coutinho scores the winning goal in the Champions League quarterfinals, I'm going to be tagging all you Liverpool. I'm saying if he does.
So Barca, you still believe that Coutinho can come good?
Of course. It's just look. What the problem with him is, because I don't know if you guys watch against Eibar. That was one of his best games this season. Against Eibar last week he played a really good game. I'm serious. He played a really good game against Eibar. And my thing is, I'm not saying the Liverpool fans, you guys are saying, oh, they finessed us and so forth. Watch them at the end of the season not win anything, and then they'll be saying, oh, maybe we finessed you and everything. Okay, because again, I know my team's gonna win something. I know that for a fact. I actually believe this season we're gonna win UCL. I actually really do believe we're gonna win UCL because nobody is favorites, and I like that because when everybody puts hate on you, when everybody keeps on pouring hate, like people like Ford, people like all these other guys, when they pour more hate on you, it gives you more confidence. Like, you know what I'm trying to say, to like and win the whole thing.
Right.
So I love that. I love that.
Okay, man, you're boss. You've talked about. All right, Darren, man. Coutinho, is he a flop? Is he trash, or are we being too harsh?
I love it all day long, man.
I think it's a bit harsh to say it's a complete. He's not flop. That Morata level that's flop. Coutinho still done all right. He hasn't fit in perfectly. Dembele, you know what? I feel like his type of play is like a bit more similar to Messi. So it's like if he's gonna play with
what?
I don't get that.
He likes to drop in deep and sort of not similar to Messi, but his positional type of, because if he's coming in, obviously they came to replace Neymar, right? The way Neymar plays, I don't think Coutinho can play that way.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the speed.
Exactly.
But Darren, Coutinho had about 50, 60 minutes without Messi on the pitch, and he was still horrible. So they've played him in every position. They've used him everywhere, and he just hasn't performed. So I don't know why you keep copying him, please, bro.
Okay, you know what? Personally, I feel like Coutinho doesn't suit this Barcelona team.
Okay, cool. Forward, Coutinho, talk to me.
Yeah, but Barcelona got finessed. Let's just be real. I mean, they bought into the guy just because he's Brazilian and he has 20 million followers on Instagram. Well, I mean, they could have just got Ericsson. Maybe has 200,000 followers on Instagram, but I mean, I've had the same energy throughout. So you gotta keep it consistent, Mr. Complicated Barca fan with a Ronaldo guy in your Ivy. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, back to the point of what's going on, right?
Language.
Sorry, but your team isn't fit. Your team isn't fit. So
look, easy. Okay. Ford, talk, man.
So what's important to realize here is Coutinho never doesn't fit the system. I think when Messi came onto the pitch, we've seen him. You saw him grow out of the game. He all of a sudden wasn't calling for the ball. He wasn't doing this typical thing of cutting inside. And I feel like you just see he's a player that mentally just isn't there. He knows that he doesn't fit the system. And again, he needs to leave him. Where he goes from here, I don't know. But again, for me, I feel like Coutinho's always been a myth. What he showed at the World Cup was just the ability to cut inside and shoot. But once you take that out of his game, what does he really provide you? He's not a great playmaker. He can't go on the outside. He completely ruins the runs that Alba's able to generate on the left when he does the overlap. So again, he doesn't fit the system. He's a waste of money. And if Barcelona can recoup even 80 million, I mean, then maybe they're going to be happy with it, because otherwise this guy's an absolute flop. He's a failure, and unless it's Coutinho and inshallah, He's not going to do anything for you over 90 minutes.
Man, guys, man. I mean,
no, I
think
love
you
it. I
guys
love
need
it.
to. No, Bass, you've talked. Bass, you've talked. I will come back to you for that. You've talked. Hazem, continue.
Look, man, every player has a rough patch. He's gonna get back to his form. He started off well at Barca. Give him time, man. Give him time, and he's gonna get back to form. He just needs consistent playing time, and he's eventually gonna regain his form. I wouldn't sell him back to Liverpool because Liverpool already moved on from him, and they got the replacements who are doing the job. So I wouldn't want to disrupt that for them. But as for him, he's gonna get back to form. Watch.
Mohammed.
I think he was a lot better when he joined Liverpool. He was a lot more creative. He was a lot more. I think he's just over relying on coming inside and shooting nowadays. That's his problem. He needs to mix his game. He needs to play as simple as you said before. So that's it, really.
So, but do you think that he is a flop for Barcelona?
No, I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to say no. So he has been a flop. I mean, I don't know what Barca were thinking paying 160. I think Liverpool knew that. Obviously, they got Neymar they sold Neymar for 220, and we're just trying to rip them off, really. So.
All right. Red, continue. Hit me.
Yeah, he has to be a flop. Like you can't. The thing is, the price tag hurts him. He's not even that bad. It's just the price tag will always gonna be brought up. He costs more than Neymar and Suarez combined. Like, just keep that in mind. That's what Coutinho cost, more than Neymar and Suarez combined. They only bought them 2 or 3 years earlier. So, did Barca really need him? They were already going to get Dembele. So, yeah, like, regardless of what he does, he's a flop. He can't ever live up to that price tag. I'm sorry, ever.
Wow. I want to pinpoint Hazem right now. But this just came upon it. It wasn't on the docket. I want just to pinpoint this to you two right now. AC Milan.
Yeah.
I wanna just quickly bring up AC Milan now, and this is even for the whole group. In my view, I think that it's going to take perhaps another decade or even more until AC Milan become relevant. The fact of the matter is, in 2019, a team that once had Kaka, Nesta, Maldini, Seedorf, Shevchenko, so forth, and we're one of the biggest clubs in the world. Right now in 2019, they're irrelevant. So, in your honest view, how long do you think it will take before AC Milan can be counted amongst the elites of the elites in world football?
4 to 5 years.
What?
Yeah, because look, you're comparing them. You're putting the standard as to our former players like Crespo and all those, but you can't do that because times have just changed. And look, we've been on decline for the previous 5 years, and now we're back on the rise. So obviously, we're not going to immediately be having those world-class players. But even if you look at any of the teams in Europe, are there any players that are really as good as Kaká, all those guys? In teams that in normal teams in Champions League, I don't think so. But
yes, wait, easy. So, Hazem, you're saying that Neymar and Messi aren't as good as Kaká?
No, I'm saying average team in the Champions League.
You realize that Kaká was slightly overrated.
Okay. I know you don't like him. We won't talk about that now. Okay, but as to why we'll be back in 4 or 5 years, look, we finally have a competent management.
Easy. So, Hazem, you're saying to me that in 5 years, AC Milan will be as good as PSG or Barcelona are right now?
Yeah. Look.
Okay. Let me bring some other guys in here. So,
can I just continue?
Can I?
Look. Okay. So, who agrees or disagrees with that?
I mean, it depends on the.
Wait. I'm going to go to Saswat, Ford, and then Liverpool. So, Saswat.
I agree.
So I think what Hazem is saying is absolutely correct, because they are actually taking 2 steps forward, but when they are taking 2 steps forward, taking 1 step back. So and that's due to circumstances. So obviously they are doing all the right things right now. So it will maybe take them like 7 to 8 years. But here's the thing.
5 years. He said 5 years.
Yeah. He said 5 years, and I'm saying 7 to 8 years. So maybe little less than a decade, but I don't think it's gonna take a decade. But also keeping this the fact that it can also totally decline from now onwards, because there can come a situation that their owners just saturate their market and they don't have any money and something like that, because
No, no,
they're
no. The
still
owners have
struggling
a
with
lot of money.
FFP. They're still struggling with FFP. So a lot of things can change, but I am hoping for the best for AC Milan because they are a good club.
Okay.
Wait, can I just say the only obstacle right now is FFP? We
Yeah,
have all
FFP,
the spending power.
Okay, wait. Okay, Barca. Your thought? You wanted to say AC Milan? How many years does it take for them to get back to the top?
First of all, AC Milan is better than Chelsea. AC Milan is better than us, which is
What is this guy
and
smoking?
for me, based on the history, I actually can see AC Milan coming back to.
How many? Okay, Barca. How many years would it take for them to be amongst the elite? How many years?
I will kind of agree with Saswa. Because, like, you know, I'm trying to say, like, you know, AC Milan is a very big club. You know, I'm trying to say, and they're bigger than a lot of the Premier that are in
All
the
of them.
hype league.
Wow.
Yeah, the hype league. So, which I call EPL the hype league. So, yeah, I think AC Milan will come back to dominance. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks. Daniel, AC Milan. How many years?
5 years. Like
5 years. 5 years.
Because like they're buying a lot of like ballers. Like that guy, what's his name? That
Paqueta. You don't know his name. That's the point. Can I get on this?
Like, that guy's a baller.
Be nice. That was rude. That was below the belt, man. That was below the belt. Daniel, finish.
The players that they're buying, like Hakim, Chologu, Lucas
Paqueta.
No,
when you talked about Paqueta.
What's his name from Genoa?
Piontek, man.
Piontek, Bakayoko, so many players.
Yeah, they're buying some ballers.
He's really struggling.
You're right.
So like, I think
100%.
All right, Darren, AC Milan. How long will it take for them to get back to the top?
At least 10 years.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now, why do you think it will take 10 years and not 5, like the others are saying?
Yeah, I know you mentioned FFP, but like I said, the effects of all of that and this new world of football, it's not that easy to just come up near the top, be the top dog elite. Look how long Real Madrid have been hanging about there. And obviously, I feel we have to wait for. We're gonna see how football is when Ronaldo and Messi leave. After that,
But Darren, can I counter that?
Yeah, go ahead.
If this is considering we get back into the Champions League, which if we do, the difference for us in how it's easier for us to get back to the elite is the pull that we have as a club. So the combination of having Champions League football and the prestige that we have will be able to attract the top players. So that's why I'm saying it's possible for our specific case to get back in 4 or 5 years.
Possibly so.
Forward. AC Milan, how long?
Yeah, so look, I like Hazard, man. To be honest, I actually like AC Milan. They're a great club, but let's be realistic, guys. I mean, first of all, even best case scenario, it'll take them at least 10, 12 years to be an elite club. I mean, again, we're talking about being one of the elite.
Easy. Yeah. You're saying best case scenario, 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Why are you finally like you don't agree with that?
Exactly, and the thing is, the point is, I'm saying best case scenario, they could easily go backwards, even further backwards. And again, people, I think Hans said it's a small point for FFP. That's a small problem. No, that's a massive problem. I think maybe 2-3 years ago, you guys spent 100 million in the transfer window, got Chanaloglu, Rodriguez, a bunch of other players. I mean, that didn't formulate in you guys getting Champions League football that season, and a lot of those guys are still on the wage bill. And this is, I think, your first season of having somebody, let's say like a Suso, who can go for a lot of money. And again, let's see if you're going to try and balance the books and sell Suso, who's one of your best players, and that's going to obviously affect your team. Or if you're going to keep him and try and see if you're going to still persist. But then if you keep him and you're not making Champions League football like you did this year, like you may not do this year rather, and you get knocked in the Europa League like you did in the group stages by Olympiacos, then if that continues to happen, you're not going to be an elite club in 4 or 5 years. That's completely unrealistic. And again, it could happen in 10 years, but you could also go backwards. And again, I don't want to see that for a club as great as Milan, but again, it could easily happen.
Remember our sporting director, Leonardo, he's the guy who made PSG relevant. Just remind
and you also got a guy, in Gazidis who made an Arsenal irrelevant.
Yeah,
so
I was going to mention.
He's not in charge of the transfers. He's in charge of the economics.
Easy. Liverpool for everybody. How many years will it take for AC Milan to get back to the elites?
I don't know anybody on this on God's green earth could even think anything different from the black and white gel stripes of Juventus. That's the only team to come out of Italy. for the foreseeable future. I'd say somewhere around 10, 15 years maybe. My son is 10 years old. He'll probably be married with children by the time they want. I don't really see that happening. So.
Wow.
And it's sad too.
Hopefully, he supports AC Milan.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
All right, Mohammed, man. How many years going to take him?
I mean, the way Hazim is talking, I think if they have the right investment and backing, they can be back within 5 years if they have the right investment.
But you know, not the cutting, but they have to overlap Juventus, who are monopoly, and just got Ronaldo. How are they going to do that as well as being an elite club?
No one's talking about overlapping. We're saying to get to the elite.
For there to be 2 elite clubs in Italy, that's quite a stretch. I'm just looking at it right now. Again, 4 or 5 years to become an elite club like that. It took PSG a long while to do it. It took even Chelsea quite a bit of a while
5
to
years.
do it. Yeah, but look at the money they invested again. Juventus are AC Milan going to be able to do all of that? They're not backed by a country.
But they came from zero. They were rich. Literally, they weren't.
Because Milan has more UCLs than Chelsea, that's why Ford can.
Barcelona, what the hell? Okay, let me roll with Red. Red, how many years will it take AC Milan to get back to the elite?
This one is a tough one because I will say this.
Be real.
I'm going to say this because look, if everything clicks, if everything the stars align, it could be 5 years. Because you're saying that FFE is lifted, they get the right players, the right coach, the system clicks, consistent top 4, Champions League runs. Like that's if in a perfect world. But I'm a Real Madrid fan. I've seen Real Madrid spend tons of monies on big players and they flop. Kaka, for example, flop. We spent 70 mil. I don't know. I think 60 mil on him. Flop. The thing is, it's going to take a long time for Milan to really, really become what they once were. Because that bar is so high. You're talking about 7 Champions League. You're talking about invincible season, back-to-back Champions League.
Yeah. Let me just add, if we want to get to that next level, we can't continue with Gattuso. We need to get a top coach.
Yeah.
Go on.
So that's another big problem. Is you guys have to make consistently top 4 because currently you guys are in what 7th. So
but we have a game in hand.
Who do you think the coach should be? Who do you think the coach should be?
So with that being said, like I said, AC Milan, it's tough because right now, even with their current squad, I know they had some really good additions like Paqueta. They got knocked out by Olympiacos in the Europa League group stage. Like
you have to
the
consider
level you're at currently, it's very hard to say that. It's hard for me to see that in 5 years. AC Milan in the semifinals in the UCL. I think it's going to take a while more than that.
I mean, Hazim, I think you have to be realistic here because and that's the key point that's Red made. So you're telling me that in 5 years, AC Milan can be in the semifinals of the Champions League?
Yeah, semifinals. Semifinals, 100%. Look at the top talent we're attracting and producing. We're building the team for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
I'm sorry, but okay, yeah, go on, sorry. All I'm going to say, sorry.
And also, to answer Basil's point, I would say maybe Van Basten. At AC Milan before, I think that he would be a right coach to try to rebuild
Conte
team.
Van Basten.
No, I don't know.
Wow.
We need a top coach, proven.
Top coach, yeah. Mourinho. I think Mourinho would be a very good coach for Milan.
No. He's not going to.
Because
he's going to go from Inter to
can AC Milan attract a Pochettino, a Guardiola, or
if we get Champions League? This is why it's key. The difference maker is going to be if we make Champions League this season or not. Because if we're going to make Champions League, we can most definitely attract those coaches. But if we don't, I don't know.
Again, just to make my point, I was going to make
a great coach too.
Wait, just to make the point that I was going to make. Being an elite club means you're. It's not just means you're making a semi-final because Roma made a semi-final. They're not an elite club. Being an elite club means you're challenging or if not winning Champions Leagues. You're winning your league on a consistent basis. You're that club. And again, if I have 4 or 5 years time, the main players and best players in the world are going to be your Mbappe's, your Dembele's, and whatnot. I don't think you're gonna. Again, to see AC Milan being an elite club in 4 or 5 years, winning Champions Leagues or competing at that level, where I think you're gonna win it. I don't see that in 4 or 5 years. That's really unrealistic.
Yeah, I mean, no, because see, Hazim, see, what I'm trying to get to
because he has 1 UCL, that's why.
Wait, basically, Hazim, what I'm trying to get to is that you have to try to be objective, even if you support your club and everything. You still have to try and be objective because there's one thing about being tribalistic. And there's one thing about you still support your club, but you can take a step back and be truthful about the club that they support. If you're being truly objective and truly truthful, there is no way in hell, unless AC Milan attracts like an Abramovich or a rich man from Qatar who
we
puts
don't.
in billions.
We have owners that are richer, that are as rich as those guys. We have a hedge fund that are literally, they have billions in their investment, but it's about the FFP.
So why hasn't the money been spent on the
FFP?
top players?
FFP. It's because of the previous ownership that the huge debt they put. FFP now put strict regulations on us and limit our spending.
But still, the point was where if I'm a youngster and I'm 18 years old and people are looking at me as the next big thing, and it's Real Madrid, it's Barcelona, it's Bayern, and it's AC Milan. Who is choosing AC Milan over those three?
Paqueta literally chose AC Milan over those guys.
Now, Hazan, let's begin. Is Paqueta on the same level as an Mbappe or a Dembele?
He will be soon. This guy he was the most talented player in the Brazilian league after Vinicius left. He won the best midfielder in the Brazilian league. Ask anyone who watched the Brazilian league. This guy was dominating games.
So Hazan, you're saying that Paqueta will eventually be to the level of Mbappe and Dembele?
Yeah.
People are calling him the new Kaká.
Barcelona was interested in him too. So
yeah. Look, this guy's the real deal, man. This guy's the real deal.
Cool. All right, cool. Lastly, before we depart, Bayern Munich. Are Bayern Munich too old?
Yep.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
How desperate is that?
Let's put that right now, because they're already been written off before their Champions League mega encounter next month against Liverpool. So let me bring in Barca here. So looking at Bayern Munich squad and everything, if they don't add any new young players in this window, do you think that they are too old to do anything worthwhile in Europe this season?
I strongly disagree that they're old. For me, I think mentality and experience will shine through in that round of 16 game against Liverpool. And again, Liverpool is the most hyped team, so you have to know this, is that for Bayern Munich, all right, they've been in semifinals every single year. For the past 6 seasons or so, they've been in the semis every single year. You get what I'm trying to say? Except for when they met Roma during the quarterfinals. And my thing is, Iron Robin might be old, but this dude is incredible. You know what he's doing on the pitch in terms of taking on defenders and so forth. I think he's a way better player than Eden Hazard, and I think Frank Ribery too is a way better player than he still has some legs in him. You know what I'm trying to say? And again, like I said, they're going to use experience to really beat these guys with their mentality in the UCL. Being to the semifinals, that is what is going to take them.
Okay, cool. All right, Daniel, Bayern Munich too old?
It depends.
What the hell?
No, I think they've got experience.
Would you like to elaborate on that, please?
Like they've got a good experience side. They've got Neuer, they've got Robin, they've got Ribery. I think like they've got a very balanced squad.
Okay. So you think that the experience outweighs them being pensioners?
No. Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Darren, are Bayern Munich too old, or are they experienced seasonal men?
I'd say that the thing is, this season they're not doing as great, are they? But I feel like you said their experience would be able to push them through. Like age, being old can be a bad thing at times with like certain players being slow and such. But at the same time, like you're saying, being able to play well in these teams and not shy away from it, step up to the big games, I think that can push them through. So if anything, not too old, but they'll be able to.
They still believe in their experience.
All
right. Forward. Pensioners or experienced?
They're experienced enough and they're not old enough to beat Liverpool. Again, I still have Liverpool as slight favourites, but again, I don't think we can rule out a team that's been in the semi-final so as consistently as Bayern have been. They still got a lot of top players. Obviously,
you have
great
no respect for Ribery or Neuer. You're hating on on the GOAT. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying Bayern Munich have a great chance. Yes, they're an aging team, but they're still a quality
They're
team, and
not.
they still are able to produce over 2 legs and then beat Liverpool. Again, I think I have Liverpool as slight favourites, but again, they still have enough in that squad to go and beat Liverpool. I don't think anybody here should really be surprised if Bayern Munich went through, let's say, 4-3 in aggregate. I don't think that should shock anybody here. So Bayern Munich are still they need to reinvest for the future years coming, because again, that the squad is aging. But I think it's still good enough to beat Liverpool over 2 legs potentially.
Okay. Hazel.
Yeah, I think it's a misconception the Bayern squad is old. I mean, the only really old players are Ribéry, Robben, Hummels, and Boateng isn't even starting anymore. Sule is the main center back partnership.
Javi Martinez is still in the team.
Yeah, Javi Martinez. But you have so many young players like Coman came back from injury, Thiago Alcantara, Kimmich, Alba are young players. Renato Sanchez, James Rodriguez is back in form. So they're going to be really dangerous in the Champions League. So I don't think they're really as old as people think, and I think they're going to be really dangerous.
Okay. Liverpool for everybody.
Yeah, all this talk can really work in their favor. You see how crazy Ribéry went off the other day. So I think all this stuff can really help them. Robben last season, they can definitely put a run in the Champions League. They are getting old. There's no question about that. But they can definitely put in a run Champions League.
All right, Mohamed. Red.
Yeah, they have a lot of finished players. That's true. Finished, and with all due respect, like for example, Robben, I don't think he could not.
Wait, Red. You finished with all due respect.
He's the GOAT, man.
No. I think like
so
I didn't want to mean finished in the sense that like, oh, they can no longer like play football. But I just feel like for Bayern level, they got to move on. Like Ribéry, Robben, you guys are still, they can still produce a moment of magic, but I don't think they can do it consistently for a top club like Bayern. Muller also has been a flop. Of course, they have Lewandowski, so Lewandowski is always going to be good for a couple. He's always going to be good.
He's on form.
Pardon?
He's on form.
Yeah, he's been doing great. They have their midfield has been rejuvenated. They've done a lot of good business over the summer. Like they brought in Goretzka. They have Tolisso. Renato Sanchez has been looking better recently. He hasn't hit his peak yet, but he's been doing well recently. Their defense, Boateng has aged and he's not been on his best. But like one of the guys said earlier, Sule is now playing and he's been doing well. And Neuer, man, like come on, like we know what Neuer is. So yeah, that's that. So yeah.
All right, Saswat, keep it brief. Are they too old or experienced?
No, I think it's more like half and half. So they have I think they have good combination of
half and half. Choose one. Either they're experienced or they're too old. Choose one.
They have players who are experienced and they also have youngsters. So I think they have a good combination of players because they have youngsters and they have experienced players. So I think people are making this Liverpool versus Bayern game too transparent. I think it's going to be a very close game. So Bayern can actually with Robben, and I still have faith in Robben and Neuer. So I think because Robben being his last season, I think he'll prove something in that game. He'll do something in that game.
Okay, guys, it's been swell. It's been lovely. And respect yourselves and stay black. Peace out, stay true, stay black.
Peace out, bro. Peace out.